And we are back. Hey guys, happy New Year's Eve. Welcome to Watch Your Mouth Reviews. This is your boy James, and I am here to give my honest review while trying to watch my mouth. It's not going to happen in this video, but that's okay. We're going to live to fight another day. Y'all, it is the last day of the year. So we always going to do what we do here at Watch Your Mouth Reviews. Joining me is my co-host, Mrs. Best. Y'all say what's up to her. She is currently on the clock. Y'all be patient.
So sorry. I'm here. I'm on the clock. I was actually clocking out because it's a holiday. Happy New Year. Happy holidays. Welcome in. Like, share, and subscribe. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Let's say hello to our favorite admin secretarial of Watch Your Mouth Reviews. Kevin Reynolds is here. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. So, y'all, I didn't even realize this was coming on. I thought for sure Andy said that these shows won't be back until next week. So apparently, I don't know who slipped over there, Bravo Universe, and that call center and put this episode on today. I thought I had time, y'all. I was running errands. And then I think I was on Kempire's channel. I randomly had clicked on because I was like, what happened at Salt Lake City now? And sure enough, the damn episode airs. Y'all, I was going to go over the reunion looks, even though Mrs. Best did not want to do that. I was going to do it anyway. You know, she just had to click off and be mad at me. But, y'all, I guess we got to recap this episode. Hi, Naya. Happy holidays. We miss you. Thank you for being here. We hope you guys have a great, happy New Year. So let's get into this foolishness. So, the episode actually opens up with Angie K. They're getting ready for breakfast. All of the ladies. Lisa was already there eating. And sure enough, as soon as Angie K turns that corner, the damn cook bumps into her with all of the food and ends up cracking her lip. And I said, damn. Now, I'm accident prone too, so I understand Angie. I do. But every damn trip they have been on, Angie has severely hurt herself. She hurt her finger, which she actually still had the Band-Aid on in the episode. Then she cut her lip. And then everybody was joking around, especially Bronwyn, talking about, thank God she got that lip filler. I think that's what saved her from actually the cut being worse than what it was. And why Bronwyn is like laughing about it, I really think that was true. I think that filler did save Angie from that being a lot worse than what it was. I said, poor Angie, she just can't get it together. Like, Mrs. Best, how'd you feel about that Angie getting into yet another accident on a trip? Oh, there
sorry.
she is.
So sorry. What? I'm so sorry.
No, fine.
More responsibility at work. For those who don't know, Monday through Friday, I do work from 8 a.m. until 4:30 p.m. They have me also. They're trying to put me in leadership, so I'm training people. There's a lot. My apologies. I'm back. What was the question?
The question was, Angie K continues to be a liability and getting injured, and I wanted to know your opinion on this. Should HR be like, girl, you can't go on no more of these trips if you keep getting injured? Like, how would you feel as the HR representative that takes on these kind of cases?
Yes, you should be allowed to go on trips. I mean, sometimes stuff happens. Also, I am an accident-prone person. My husband will tell y'all I am forever stubbing my toe, falling over, like seriously injuring myself, just like in the house. So I do kind of empathize with people like that. She has bad luck. It's just what it is. I don't think production gonna trip out because it's just stuff that, as Naya said, life be life. Things be happening.
Life be life.
By the way. But yeah, Angie, I was watching this. I said, girl, is this your karma? What are you doing off camera?
Right. It's something going on.
But also she could genuinely be like myself or James. For klutz.
Like, girl, it's the worst with me. That's why, and then we're gonna be below sea level for your birthday, girl. I am like, oh Lord, please don't. It's gonna be a mess. I gotta watch what I drink because y'all know I love a good hurricane. So, and yes, I'm going to be turning up to the fullest extent on your birthday. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, y'all. Lord Jesus, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll see.
She don't believe me, y'all.
James is a fun time, but James is not like the rest of us in Oakland, California, where once we drunk, we keep drinking. He knows to slow it down and sip water. Me, I end up on top of bars. I make friends. I
See, if I was on good terms with my ex,
oh
I would bring him right here and let him explain to you his first impression of me at a club that was just out of my mind. I had so many blue Long Islands that night and threw it right on our table in the club in front of everybody. Luckily, there wasn't that many people up in there yet, but yeah, it was enough to take a picture of me, and he didn't know what to do. So yeah, no, I can get crazy, and who knows? I don't know what will be my status when I get to your birthday. So we'll see.
we
Not
will
that this
see.
is any of importance. Why is this news reporting Britt Eady's divorce and her husband? Get away from us with this Apollo. The $1 million question is, why is she still being talked about? I was
Because
going.
Kevin, when you pay blogs, they will talk about you. You can call TMZ, you can call Neighborhood Talk, you could call a lot of different places, and they will show up if you have been on television, especially in recent times, and report on it. I do not believe that anybody puts out a divorce announcement on New Year's Eve. I just don't. I also believe that Britt Eady is a thirsty, retired video vixen, aka porn star. And I just don't understand why she would announce that on New Year's Eve. It's like, girl, people are watching the ball drop, spending time with family, or you like me, you got food in the oven cooking, people prepping to go out. Nobody cares.
Nobody. She could have left that on. I wasn't even going to talk about that. I really was. I haven't been doing my fair share of the updates video, y'all. I'm so sorry, but I'll get back on it. It's a new year, new time. I thought the same. Her injuries are real painful. It's not a step toe or some such. Angie is getting walloped for something. Karma don't miss. Well, she messy, so yeah, karma don't miss. Brittany needs to focus on one legal issue at a time. Nostradamus can't help but be dramatic. Y'all, I wasn't gonna talk about her because one, I don't care. I saw this coming. I didn't think they were really married in the first place. Like when I'm talking about really married, I'm talking about married to each other, not
You can
something
tell
for.
when people are really married to each other just
Yeah, you
based off
can.
of like the bickering. Like James will tell you, being around me and my husband, there's a lot of bickering.
It's
You
a
could
lot
tell.
of we know you married. We don't see that them two are married. We see two people that cohabitate well and is doing a good job being besties in the marriage. That's all that is. They did have a cute little arrangement. It was, and I
It
hope she give
was.
him all. And I hope she give him all his shit back. But anyways, y'all, we're gonna move on. So Angie K has this clothing designer come by the house because she has arranged a photo shoot for all of the ladies. They're all gonna pick their own gowns and y'all, everything was very ugly. I'm not gonna even front. I'm not even gonna keep y'all. Everything was very ugly. I did not like anybody's dress. I thought the only people that did it somewhat justice was Meredith, Angie K, and I want to say Lisa too. Everybody else just looked crazy to me. So they all did their photo shoot. You know, it was nice and everything. Brittany thinks way too highly of herself. She was like, I just want to be a ray of sunshine in this night, in this power. You guys hold this dress. And they're giving her directions like, no, we know what we do. And you going to stand here and this is what you're going to do. She goes, oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha. I said, this big old dunce. I can't stand her. I swear I can't. So that was pretty much the photo shoot. But before I move on, Mrs. Best, who was your best and worst look on this photo shoot?
I'm gonna say this. I'm mad at the photo shoot because I thought they all looked great, except for Meredith. The problem is they look better in this photo shoot than they do in the reunion. I'm not letting go of it, y'all. James wants to talk about reunion photos. I get it. That's the thing that you do on your channel. But talking about these reunion photos, we'll be talking about a bunch of our grandmothers going to church in 1993.
You said 1993? I was going to say 1983.
Yeah. So there's not much to say there, but I thought that all of their looks here looked really, really good. My least favorite were Heather and Meredith. Meredith just be stiff. Look how she posing here. She just be stiff as hell posing. And it's unfortunate because she's an attractive woman, but she just be stiff and just look like she'll call the police on you. And then as for Heather, I can't look at her and not see Thanos. Every time I look at Heather, I want to watch.
Shout out to Shani.
I swear to God, every time I look at Heather, I want to watch the Avengers.
I just think Meredith always looks like she's the mother of the groom. Like that's exactly, and y'all.
No, because the mother of the groom don't always look crazy. They just don't. That's not how it be. Meredith's just stiff.
No, but yeah, that's what I said. They usually be very stiff, but they try not to wear overpowering colors. They try to wear like the neutral colors. It's always like I wish they would kind of like feminine it up a little bit whenever you go to a wedding.
Been to some whack weddings.
I have.
The mother of the grooms look good, not too good, but they be looking good.
If anybody live in Phoenix, Arizona, and have been to a Phoenix wedding, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's like it's always stiff. Yeah, okay, I'm moving on. Kevin Reynolds, you on timeout. Anyway,
I agree, Kevin. Somebody's on your side.
I do too, but I'm not going. I got a show to do, y'all. So the ladies split up because Whitney, Bronwyn, and Mary decide they want to go eat. They want to have lunch. They hungry, and the rest of the ladies, which is Heather, Brittany, Meredith, Lisa, and Angie, go to this spa. So we focus first on Mary, Whitney, and Bronwyn, and their conversation was pretty much dull. It was pretty much saying they're worried about Meredith. And Mary kind of breaks down. Mary started crying and she goes, I'm just really worried about Meredith. She just doesn't seem like she really is in tune with life. She just seems like there's something wrong and I'm really afraid of her. Now, unless production isn't really showing it, which could be fair, I don't know what Mary is talking about, y'all. Meredith seemed fine to me. Like Meredith, this seems like the average Meredith, unless there's something we not seeing, or if Meredith, which could be true that Meredith is probably very different off camera, but Meredith is on par with how she normally acts. So I don't know what Mary is talking about. And Whitney says, well, it was just like my father, Mary. You were there for part of my journey when it came to him and his, the things of his substances and stuff and his abuse. I see the same similarity patterns in Meredith. And I'm just like, see, here y'all go again with this. Yeah. I don't know what's wrong with Meredith, but I don't think it's that. I really don't. I think it's a matter of a few things. I think one, y'all constantly are fucking with her. That's one. And then two, I also feel like at some point, Meredith may be going through some things personally in her life. Like Mrs. Best, what do you think it could be? I don't know, because I just feel like they're doing too much.
Is this a scene where they were discussing Meredith?
Mm-hmm.
Whitney, Bronwyn, and Mary?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually disagree with Kevin and probably most people. I felt like this was the one moment Mary was not sincere. Because I've never seen somebody, and not one tear, face was still beat, contoured, and set. So I can't sit here. I do think that Mary cares about Meredith, but I don't think Mary cares about Meredith that deep no more. Especially, you could just tell that they're not as close as they used to. I do feel like Mary cares, but the Mary Cosby that we grew to like would not go and discuss her concerns about a true friend with the two people who done had the biggest problems with her and the one who just called her an alcoholic or insinuated that she had a drinking or drug problem just an episode ago on this same doggone trip. So I do think Mary was kind of full of shit. And I do have to say, even though I like Mary, this is the one thing that made me like, okay, she's probably not a person that's going to tell a lie, but she's someone who will lie by omitting the truth or not saying anything. But I do think Mary's going along to get along. I didn't like it. It was flip-floppy to me. These are not the people.
Yeah. I thought it was also flip-floppy, but I also felt like, okay, but what is the issue? Y'all are not saying what it is. So as a viewer watching, and y'all know this is being filmed, it's hard for us to really understand what behavior patterns y'all are seeing versus what we are seeing. And that's why I felt like, okay, I don't get this. Like, I didn't understand what we're talking because Meredith seems very on par with who she is. That's why I was like, is there something I'm missing, y'all?
I feel
So,
like Meredith, one thing I can say about Meredith, I don't care for Meredith because she does give me care and energy. And to me, she's underwhelming and boring. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the most exciting thing to me anymore to see like a clear lady flip out in a clear lady way. But Meredith has been Meredith from season 1 until now. The way that
yes.
she talks, the way that she moves, the way that she handles conflict, the way that she gets agitated. So I don't know. And then you see stuff online in recent times talking about she took Salt Lake City out of her bio on all of her social media. She allegedly wanted more money, the network not giving it to her. They said now allegedly they're saying none of the cast wants to film with her. I don't blame people for like not wanting to film with her, but I think they're reaching with this whole, oh, she's on drugs, or oh,
Right. Yeah. I
an
think that is
alcoholic, because the lady is
crazy.
acting exactly how the fuck she's acted
Right.
the whole time. I've watched her on TV and I've watched since season 1. So I don't get it. But Mary, I know you care about this lady, but you don't got to cry to show that
You
you
ain't got
care
to do
about
all
this
that.
lady.
Yeah, that was
You don't have
overkill.
to.
That
You
was
just
complete overkill. I thought that was doing way too much. So Brownman says, look, y'all, I didn't want to say this, but Todd and I were in New York and we look over and there was Seth. And Todd, wanted to say hi. So he says, hi, Seth. And Seth was like, well, I'm finishing up a business meeting. And, I didn't think twice about it. But now that I'm seeing Meredith's behavior and everything, I'm wondering, was that really a business arrangement or was that something else? I don't know. And I'm looking at her like, what the fuck you bring it up for then?
This is what I mean by Salt Lake City is overrated and getting too many like accolades and praise from audiences and magazines, all of it, because this is underrated. Just
It was that was stupid to bring up because it was like if you weren't going to expand on the details, because
you
I'm sure
showing
you
us
know
that
more,
y'all are producing for the show.
right?
That's
Naya said, "Did I fall for the okie doke? Because I was understanding them a bit. It's all about perception. Like it really is, Naya. I don't think that you didn't fall for any okie doke. I just think that they're trying to paint a completely different picture than what was shown to us as the viewers, and I don't feel like what we see is what they should be crying about. Now, if there's something other than what we're not seeing that they should be crying about, then that's completely different. And some people can maybe expand through those terms depending on how you see it, but I didn't see it the same way. I thought that was overkill and doing too much. Like for a scene, it
If
was crazy.
somebody's really your friend and really cares about you, they're not going to go to somebody you actively having beef with or that you've had issues with to
I
state their
think Brown made
concerns.
it. Kevin Reynolds says, I think Brown made it the story about seeing Seth, and I don't.
I
I don't
don't think
believe.
so either.
I don't think I don't think she made that up at all. I think that is 100% true, and I think that this happens often. The problem, that's why New York versus being in Salt Lake City. This is how they both get opportunity if they are separated or do whatever to see other people. They just don't think they're gonna run into another Bravo celebrity because New York is huge, you guys. It is huge. What are the chances that they would be in the same restaurant with Todd and Bronwyn of all people? You know what I'm saying? So no, I 100% believe her story. I do. Happy New Year's Eve, Dr. Jim Bunny. We miss you. Thank you for showing up. We appreciate you. I wonder what is actually going on. Why do we have to Blue's Clues to learn anything worth a damn? That's the question for Bravo in that call center. Bravo in that call center. We want to know the answer to this question, please, with this episode pertaining to these last 2 minutes. Thank you. Okay, so Kevin can see your point of view. We all can. I think you summed it up really well. Meredith should go to Broadway. No, she shouldn't. Dr. Jim Brown needs to stop because Todd was farting while cheating. Y'all leave that man and his gas alone. Lord Jesus. Hey, Delightful Don, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. So we didn't go to this spa scene, which was one of the funniest scenes to me in the whole. This one in the last part was the funniest scenes of the whole damn episode. So they go to this spa, and as they're beginning to go to the spa, they all go into this. I'm assuming this was one of those whirlpool pools where you have to go to like some sort of obstacle course where you get out, go back in, some shit. So as they're going in, the ladies are talking. Brittany jumps in and she's making all type of noise. I was like, woohoo, jumping in the water. And then when the ladies are like, look at her, like, why is she making all this noise? So Brittany decides to splash them with the water to make it fun. And they're like, oh my God, Brittany, why would you do that? Like, this is a spa. This is not, where do you think you are, Brittany? So the ladies get out the water. Angie is pissed. Angie is like a black woman who just got a perm. Because when I tell you, Angie was like, you got my hair wet, Brittany. That was not funny. It was not funny. You got my hair wet. This is a blowout. You got my hair wet. So the ladies had to go to the quiet room after they did their little whatever they were supposed to be doing. And Lisa was like, she was like, Brittany, why would you do that? You know, it takes an hour to blow out her hair. She has a blowout. Why would you get water in her hair? She goes, oh my God, it's not a big deal, you guys. It's not a big deal. What's the problem? She's a hairstylist. She should be able to know what to do. She goes, it's not about that. It's about you being inappropriate and putting water in her hair like you don't know. And she's like, yeah, Brittany, look at my hair. See, I don't know what's in my hair right now. You know how long it took me? It was an hour. I had to, really brush and blow dry. It took me a long time. And I'm sitting over there looking at them fools like, oh my God. It is not the end of the fucking world. So what, Angie? You got to put a few little curls in your hair. It's not going to kill you. I was like, am I Mrs. Best? I'm not a girl, but I didn't see the big deal. So, and maybe because, they're not black women, maybe I didn't see the big deal in it. And maybe I'm just thinking it probably don't take nothing to blow dry some shit out. How did you feel watching Brittany do that to those ladies?
It takes 4 hours and 30 minutes for me to do my hair. If it gets wet, no matter how long my hair takes, it will look like we are in BC times and humans have yet to discover the perm and the flat iron and all of these things. I'm gonna just say privilege is one hell of a thing in so many ways, and ways that you wouldn't even think about. Please don't cry to me about your hair. Let me tell y'all something about the beauty of Black women. Because of the type of hair that we have, one, we can code switch, style switch, all those fabulous things, yes. But because of the type of hair, the time that it take on our hair. For instance, my younger sister right now is running around the Philippines living her best life. She got rid of her hair. She liked to wear her natural hair out and put some fucking braids in it. Now, when she went out in public, because she's with a colorless man, she explained to him the importance of these things and is teaching him. And if you go look at her pictures, you will see that he's holding her hair up. Or when she's in the water, the hair is prepared. I just came back from a tropical vacation myself. I purposefully put some regular ass box braids in my head because I knew that I was going to be jumping off cliffs into the ocean and all types of stuff. If you know that you are going somewhere, you prepare yourself for that. If you knew that you were going to a spa, Angie, you should have put your long hair up, not left it down so that it could float in the water. Because even without Brittany splashing her hair was fixing to get wet. It just was. Now, Brittany, though she didn't mean no harm, and I'm not going to get at her for this, I don't know if these bitches know when you go to the spa, shut the fuck up and put the cigarette out. Be quiet. Zip it and throw the key away if you got to. Shut up. It's a spa. People are there to relax. No one wants to hear or deal with splashing, loud ass whispering. Nobody wants to hear it. I don't want to talk to you if we go to the spa, James. Shut the fuck up and get your massage.
You think I'm going to talk in the spa? I'm not even going to be looking at you. Like, what the hell you talking?
Like, are we really freaking out over some hair?
Yeah. So this part, so the lady
Housewives without telling us, where is glam? It's
right. So the little attendant that worked there, she peeked through the little drapes and she said, "Excuse me, but y'all are being too loud. Can you please be quiet?" And so they're like, "Oh yeah, we'll be quiet." And Brittany goes, you guys also made, oh, you will be coming through right now. She goes, oh, you guys made fun of me when it came to me not talking to my kids for Mother's Day. And I was really crying and really upset. And so they showed the flashback of Brittany having a meltdown that her kids have not called her for Mother's Day. And that there was a point in time that she ain't spoke to her kids in 3 years. And she had brought that up. And like Meredith said, you used that as a silver bullet to attack me for me getting upset about my son not being able to call me. So how is that any different, Brittany? She goes, well, no, I only said that to prove a point. She goes, and the point was moot. I couldn't talk to my children for Mother's Day. It's not my fault that you haven't spoken to your children. And Lisa doubled up. She goes, yeah, you haven't spoken to your children. She goes, that's not true. She goes, well, you said you chose men over your children. That's something you said. And I'm like, Brittany, that is something you said. Now we can't be sitting up here playing, tit for tat and not having the facts. Like when I tell you, you said on national TV that your relationships with your daughters was messed up because you chose men over kids. You said there was actually a particular scene with you and Heather. You just maybe forgot. So, her and Meredith go back and forth, and y'all know how Meredith do her little Karen moment. I am getting up from this seat right now. And the lady peeked over in the curtain and she goes, excuse me, can y'all be quiet, please? And I'm looking at that lady like, baby, these is Americans at this point. Listen, you got to raise your voice and you have to tell the rest of the clients that you have up in there, excuse me, but I'm about to raise my voice because I've told these people that they are too loud. So y'all excuse me for just 2 minutes. That's all it's going to take. And I would want to say, I told y'all asses to shut the fuck up and you can be quiet. What part of that don't y'all understand? I would see, this is why I can't have a business. This is the exact reason why I cannot have a business. Because if I come up in there 2 or 3 more times like that lady did, the third time would have been rude as fuck. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna be rude as fuck. Mrs. Best, am I wrong for that? Because I'm telling you, I'm like, Lord have mercy. I would have told them girls, if y'all don't shut y'all asses up. Now I'm not gonna come in here too many more times.
Adults, this is exactly one thing I've learned working in social work and public health. Adults are worse than fucking kids. They really are. They don't listen well. Sometimes you got to be aggressive and tell people to be quiet. You got to be like the man at the end of the episode. Put they ass out if you got to.
Oh, I can't wait to get to him because he was my favorite. When I tell you that man was my favorite, he was my favorite. Let me go ahead and let me see. I need to read some of these comments. We'll start here. Angie was milking the scene, y'all. She was. That shit was ridiculous. It was stupid.
Because she don't want to talk about her husband and what's going on in her family. Her kid is irritated by her. Her husband's irritated by her. And she never really addressed the debt that Monica pulled out. So Angie, I'm telling y'all, this is why I'm starting to not like Angie again slowly. Slowly but surely.
Slowly but surely. Me too. Hey, DM Rocks. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you so much. Let me see what else. Okay, we're gonna talk about the episode. Okay, I'm putting everybody's comments up, but yeah. So the ladies had to leave the place again, and then they go over and they meet with the other group of ladies, and they're gonna prepare to go out for dinner. But before they go out to dinner, Heather and Whitney are, in a scene, and Heather asks Whitney what they were talking about when they went to lunch, and Whitney was like, Mary was really crying over Meredith. She was really hurt. So she sees it too, Heather. Like, it was a real big moment, And Heather was like, yeah. So she showed too. So see, everybody's seeing it with Meredith. Okay, so it's not just me. And I'm like, once again, what are we supposed to be seeing about Meredith? What is Meredith showing y'all that she's not showing us? Because I'm telling y'all, I don't see what they are talking about. So yes, I was over them little Bopsy cousins. I really was. I was over them already. So they get to before they go to dinner, they're in the Sprinter van. And Lisa brings up to Brittany, she said, Brittany, I heard you were throwing up when we were on the boat. And I heard you were also, after you thrown up, down to a whole bunch of alcohol and got, just drowned in alcohol and everything and just throwing up. Like, was that true? Brittany was like, The fuck are you talking about? No, that's not true. Like, no. And she goes, oh, okay, well, I heard it and I just wanted to see if it was true. And she goes, well, who told you? And she goes, oh no, I just heard from a reliable source that that's what you were doing. It's no big deal. And Brittany was like, I want to know who told you, like who said something. So she's asking the car. Nobody's responding to her. So we get to the place and we go and have dinner. Andreas, who is our favorite waiter of the whole Bravo Celebrity series, he was like, what can I get you? He suggested some shots and everything. Everybody was like, yeah, we'll take the shots and everything. And when I saw Mary stick her tongue out and dipped it in that shot glass, I said, I'm done. I said, nope, 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 Mary, you will not. Mary is crazy. I ain't never seen nobody do no goofy shit like that except for a dog. And it wasn't getting no liquor. Mary, why did you do that? Like, and she kept doing it, y'all. And then when everyone turned around to look at her, everybody started laughing and was like, let's do it how Mary does it and stick my tongue. And so Mary, because she can't see herself, she looked at everybody and started laughing because she was like, is that what I was doing? She goes, oh God. She goes, Mary's like, I enjoyed it. I said, Lord, we needed some comedic relief in this. We really did. We needed some comedic relief because these ladies were a drag this episode. So that shit was funny. Shout out to Mary. So, Brittany brings it up again. She goes, I really want to know who's talking about me and saying that I, was drinking and throwing up, pretty much calling me an alcoholic, which is what Lisa said in so many words. So, so she looked at Brahma. She goes, well, was it my roommate that was on the boat with me? Brahma was like, ugh. And Meredith said, I told Lisa, it was me. I told Lisa, and it's because I repeated a rumor that I heard about you on the boat. And once again, Brittany says, well, where did you hear from, Meredith? And Meredith's like, I cannot say my source. I'm not gonna reveal my source. And Brittany gets frustrated, and Heather pipes up and was like, okay, like really, like, okay, this is going too far. Brittany is an amazing person. She does not need to be kicked while she's down, and you have some great accolades, Brittany. Don't worry about them. You were in the Mistletones in 2012, starring Tia Mowry and Tori Spelling. You are a singer. You've been on Broadway. You have accolades. You're actually more successful than most of the women here. Everyone said, hold on, say what now? Brittany's more successful, especially Bronwyn. Bronwyn took a way big offense to that. Bronwyn said she's more successful than who? I need you to expand on that, Heather. Who is she more successful than? She goes, Heather's like, I didn't say it like that. I just said she has accolades and stuff like that, and that's all I meant, Bronwyn. I didn't say that. And I said, Heather, this is what your ass get. And see, I was with you up until this point because that's exactly what you said and that's exactly what you meant. Now, if you wanted to say celeb status of being an actress, then yes, because she's technically been in a movie none of the rest of the ladies have. Fine. But to say she is more successful than the rest of the women, and then everyone started running down their resumes. Some Meredith's like, "Oh, I have this, I have that." Everyone's, and Lisa's like, "I sold 3 businesses." Da, 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 da. Everybody was going crazy, and I said, "See, look at what y'all doing. Look at what y'all doing." Oh, we already know this, Kevin. We already know this. We know this. That's why they keep her. So, Mrs. Best, would you agree that Brittany is the most successful woman on the entire cast?
No. If you are an actor and you have made it to do something beyond a commercial, then I think that you've had success, but to be successful is an ongoing statement. How do I say this nicely?
There is no way to say it nicely. Go ahead and say it.
Lifetime is not a flex. Never has been. Lifetime, to me, I always compare it to like Tubi a little bit in terms of like the drama of the shit that they show us. Every so often, Lifetime will get us a good film. And back in the day, like Lifetime was cool. Like the 90s, I would say up into like 2012 they was cool, and then they lost it until that R. Kelly documentary happened. So I don't feel like that's the biggest flex. She didn't have a main role. Nobody knew who the fuck she was, and she looked like a different person today than she did in that movie. Other things to make it on Broadway, it can be a flex if your career is in theater, if you have a history of doing stuff like that. So that's a flex, but she's not on Broadway now. They're not calling her now. She's singing next to Pitchy Drew and Shamia. So, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a flex. If she was successful at the things that she has success in, we would know her outside of Salt Lake City. We still wondering how the fuck she got here and knows stuff. Yes, Kevin, Lifetime is definitely above Tubi. I'm just saying, like, in terms of the drama of what they do. But yeah, I don't know. Brittany is weird. I do think Bronwyn was correct to address the part of the statement Heather made. Like, she's probably more successful than a lot of us. It's like, we know that that's not true. Heather owns Beauty Lab, is executive producing documentaries, is a New York Times bestselling author. So just those things right there, more success. Bronwyn went to BYU and had a successful career in business in the Bay Area, which is extremely hard to do if you're a woman. Just letting people know. So that's something to be clocked. She also grabbed a man with money and kept him until she was tired of him. Mm-hmm. Whitney, she's more successful than Whitney, I'm sorry. But in terms of like Meredith, I wouldn't say Meredith was a fucking attorney. Lisa, I might say she's more successful than Lisa because I don't believe all of Lisa and her husband's money. But yeah, Brittany, Heather, how dare you bring this bitch on this show? Irritate and make the teeth itch of millions of Americans everywhere who watch this show. And then you act like she wasn't your friend and turned your back on her. Now suddenly you're miraculously deciding to stick up for Brittany. Heather should have been doing this a while ago. And then when you do it, you're going to tell her a bold-faced lie so that she can call Jared and be like, as a matter of fact, she helped me realize that I'm more successful than them all. That is the last thing that Brittany needed to hear. But okay, Heather.
Yes. So Mary pipes up and goes, Heather, why are you her spokesperson? Like, what is you doing? And Heather's like, I'm not being her spokesperson. Like, you think I'm being her spokesperson, Mary? Yeah, because you're sitting over here piping up for her, talking about she more successful than all of us and everything. You're doing too much. When he's like, I had to call you guys out. I had to call you guys out. What's the difference between Heather speaking up for Brittany when Lisa speaks up for Meredith? It's a double standard. And I said, nobody told your big head ass to get up out your seat and speak right now. Nobody cares. That's the big
pyramid for your MLM. Figure out where Justin is on it, and then kick his ass off of it. That's what you should be doing, Whitney. That's what you should be doing.
Absolutely, because no one said it wasn't a double standard. No one said anything. We're just asking. First off, let's compare the two. Brittany just got here, and all Mary was saying was she needs to learn how to speak up for herself and talk for herself. Meredith already been clocking everybody because they got on Meredith since season 1, especially Jen Shaw. So we're not talking about that. This is where the two different things. And she and Lisa's like, I could speak up for her. Meredith is my friend, and this and this and that. And then she knocks over a wine glass. And she goes, that was an accident, Whitney. That was an accident. Don't you dare say that wasn't an accident, Whitney. That was an accident. She goes, no. Grab my hand. It's okay. It's okay. I'm just saying it is a double standard for y'all to pigeonhole Heather for speaking up for Brittany when Lisa does the same thing for Meredith. And it's like, Whitney, we know this. That's not what she's doing. That's not what Mary is talking about. Mary is tired of everybody coddling Brittany. And that's what the word she should have used. Everyone coddles Brittany in this group except for Mary, Lisa, and Meredith. Everybody else pretty much coddles her.
I want to point out something that Mary said that was also important. She says that she needs to learn how to stand up for herself. Right? But why should anybody come into a group and have to prepare to stand up for themselves? Why can't you bitches just naturally interact? Why does it always have to be something so much deeper? But Mary is right. She needs to learn how to stand up for herself, but she's a grown-ass woman, so there's nothing anybody can really do. But I just feel like they could have spent more time commenting on how Heather, why are you just now defending her? You're the reason she's in this group and you've been silent.
You
Now
see how they
suddenly you want to defend it. Like that's what they should have clocked, but they don't want to come for Heather for whatever weird reason.
whatever weird. Mary tried, but Whitney kind of jumped in and was like trying to deflect the conversation, and that's what Whitney was doing. That's what I was getting at. Whitney deflected that conversation because they needed to get on Heather. But as you know, the ladies were arguing and going back and forth with Brittany. Andreas came back over. He said, excuse me. We finna close now. We got to go. Y'all got to go. Come on, come on. And Angie said in the Greek language, okay, we'll be ready in about 5 minutes. And Andre said, I said, get up and go now. The restaurant about to close. What part of that don't you understand?
Food?
I don't even know.
I saw drinks, but I did not see them eating.
I didn't see them eating either.
Appetizers come out, but I do not remember seeing the food that they ordered came out.
I didn't see that either. I don't know what happened, but when I tell you Andres had me cracking up, he said, y'all got to go. Y'all got to get up and go. Angie was like, this is my country. He goes, and that's fine and dandy, sweetie, but you still got to get up. We are closing. We get up and come on. Mary was hollering. Mary was laughing so hard because every time Angie would try to rebuttal him, he would come back and say, I said the restaurant was closing. What part of that didn't you understand? Get up and come on.
No,
and then when
the best part was him. He said to them a couple times, we're closing. They wasn't leaving. He came back. He said, okay, ladies, you have to go now. I said, Andres, let me tell y'all something about Greece. Greece is a beautiful place. The most expensive part of visiting Greece will be your flight, right? However, karma, I encourage people to look up Greek people. They not going to be the biggest on customer service. They just not. They lucky they let her sit at that table with Mary there, if y'all get what I'm trying to say. That's just how it is. They do not play. Also, I think a lot of Americans, no matter how well traveled and seasoned they are and how much money they have, they don't realize the obnoxious parts of our culture that we take to other countries. Like, you come to America and you go in a restaurant, it's loud as fuck. It sound almost like the crowd laughing on the old 90s sitcom, or it sound like you are somewhere live. When you go to other countries, it is not like that. You have to shut the fuck up unless you're in the environment where they want you to be a little bit louder. So as soon as they were arguing at that table, I was like, they're not going to keep letting y'all be here. And it's a small island. I'm sure the people at the spa was probably talking to somebody at the spa, knew Andreas, who told a friend, these bitches will act the fool in your establishment. They may not tip. Get them gone. I'm glad that happened, because these women have just been going everywhere acting an entire fool. And let's keep it a buck. The Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, Housewives of Potomac cast, they can't do that when they go places.
Good point.
They can't. They get more than put out. They'll call people with legal authority. So good for them.
This also rubbed me the wrong way. I wasn't going to say anything on my live, but this also rubbed me the wrong way too. Because to me, I felt like that was very disrespectful for her to say that. It was very disrespectful.
The Prime Minister or somebody in government invited you, Angie. Nobody cares if it's your country. I'm African, but if I go to Africa and start cussing my husband or whoever I'm with out, having a loud discussion out there, they gonna politely tell me to leave.
And not only that, but it's just, to me, I feel like you trying to impose power right now for whatever reason other than you don't want to be told what you need to be doing. This is this man's establishment. This is this man's business. You don't want somebody to come up in your hair salon trying to work a flip and saying, I'm not leaving here till I get my flip work. You wouldn't want that, right? You want to do your job and make sure they leave. You don't want to stay past the time. That man said he ready for y'all to go, so you got to go. And I'm just like, ugh, she pissed me off at that one. I said, girl, if you don't get your ass up out of there and go, and I shame on production. When that man said, thank God they left, I hollered. I said, there you go, Andres. You needed to be on Watch What Happens Live tonight on their episode. I don't know if Andy's on right now for the holidays, but this would have been the perfect time to have Andreas up there at that bar, giving his partake on how long, because I'm pretty sure they was arguing for some time. Um, at least it was polite. Listen to the establishment and leave gracefully.
Yeah, because back when I waitressed and people acted a fool when I was 18, I used to be like, y'all need to go. And people look at me, excuse me, y'all need to get the fuck up out of Elephant Bar. I used to tell them I used to waitress there for like a year. I used to smooth put the people the fuck out. But I paid for my drink. You want it in a styrofoam cup. Because you and your drink got to get the fuck out of here.
For real. That's why I don't, y'all. That's why I don't work in customer service like that anymore. I just don't, because
shit
it's
almost drove James into the ground.
when I tell y'all, it was like one of those situations where I was literally clenching on and white knuckling everything, even including the air. It was insane. Like the way people treat people is crazy.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Be nice to your customer service reps, y'all.
Then not only did they ignore him, but they ignored the lady at the spa. For her to have to keep continuing to come up in there and peek between them curtains.
Looked like she was talking big shit to whoever she was working, because her face said, ladies, please be quiet. When she said it the second time, I said, oh.
And see, and if I had to walk up in there the third time, I'd have said, y'all, I told y'all need to shut the fuck up. That I'm not gonna come up here and tell y'all no more. Y'all gonna have to get out here with your asses showing, because I'm not finna sit up here. I told y'all this is the quiet room. Like, yeah.
Y'all finally got to go somewhere like big for this cast. This was one of their bigger cast trips in terms of destinations. Be cool, because you know the networks be having to talk to business owners to allow them to film in there and all of that, and they be nervous as it is. Then y'all come in there and do what you doing. So hopefully just keep this cast on the below deck boat. Keep them Bravo to Bravo. There's plenty of Bravo shows. Send them to Hollywood to go to Sir, since Vanderpump Rules is struggling for dear life. Send them to whoever got a restaurant, wherever. Start sending housewives to each other's businesses, since Bravo get 10% anyway. Just start sending them there, because it's not working. They're getting put out of places. It's not good. Not a good look. And I know Angie was embarrassed.
I don't know if she was embarrassed. She didn't look like it to me.
I think she was. That's why she said that in her language. I feel like she was embarrassed, but I mean, what do you expect? And honestly, I feel like people would know how to act if certain people in the group were not in the group. Like Meredith will walk away before she'll scream at you, unless you like force her to be there. But I feel like Lisa, Whitney, and Heather, you can't take them nowhere.
Sure can't take them nowhere. But that was the episode, y'all. We here a lot longer than I thought we were going to be. But shout out to the replay gang. Thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate y'all. Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, especially if you're not subscribed to me now. I'm going to. I don't think she was embarrassed for that reason. I'll reserve my opinion if they address this at the reunion, because I feel like they will. But I think she was embarrassed for something else. That's all I'm going to say. But we have one more episode for the season finale, and then Housewives of Salt Lake City is going away, and then we're going to replace this show with Real Housewives of Atlanta on my channel. The ladies are coming back. I did hear the buzz that's going around, y'all. I'm still trying to put together this updates video, but I have to stay formed to the shows that air first, and then I'll do an updates video as soon as that is. We can. They ain't even got to do all that. Either way, she was wrong. So, but yes, I will see you guys. Have a happy new year. Please be safe. If anybody is going out, please be safe. Please, you guys. We need you guys to make it to the next year. Don't be falling for nothing. Don't be taking drinks from anybody. I have to say my Miami rules. If you didn't see them make it, do not drink it. So, but I love you guys. Happy New Year. We will see you guys in 2026. Thank you, Mrs. Best, for being here. I appreciate you as well. And you guys have a great rest of your night. See you later. Bye-bye.